biggest star in Hollywood is not an actor or an actress, but a director, Steven Spielberg. 4 of his films, or 5 if you count his work as a producer, are among the 10 most successful pictures ever made.
In such films as The Terminator, Aliens, and Rambo 2. His new film, as we have already heard and learned, is called The Abyss. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to James Cameron.
Well, some people like to challenge themselves, and I think we all were trying to push ourselves a little bit. You know, jeopardy is relative. It's funny, I've been doing a number of press interviews and so on, and people say, you know, how dangerous was it? And I say, not very. And then I get in a taxi or a limo, and I'm driving around New York, and I see people stepping off the curb and almost getting killed, and I almost get killed, and I'm hiding under the seat, and I go in and do another interview, and wasn't it really dangerous? And I go, yeah.
I so don't consider what I do sort of from the outside in, and I don't really ever feel like I can identify a style. I mean, there are things I guess I do. The obvious sort of joke is that I overuse lens flares, and that's sort of what I'm known for, but I would say that in my approach, the thing that is most important to me is that I love larger-than-life kind of spectacle moments, but that what's important to me is that the characters are at the center, that emotionally you know where you are, and you're tracking characters that are taking you through those spectacular moments.
Some clips from films stay with us for a very long time. Clips such as the Mission Impossible cable drop scene, and Keanu Reeves in The Matrix. This is all thanks to cinematography. An easy way to explain what cinematography is to explain it as the art of photography and camera work in filmmaking. It is where you are placing the audience. Where the filmmaker places the camera greatly affects how the audience reacts to the shot and therefore the rest of the scene. It can have a significant emotional impact or even convey character behaviour. Cinematographers use all sorts of different types of lighting, from natural to artificial, or sometimes both. In the film Days of Heaven, Nestor Mendos and Haskell Wexler only used natural lighting. In The Godfather, they decided that Martin Brando's eyes would be in the shade to convey that he doesn't have a soul.
I don't think there's good or bad cinematography. I think it really all depends whether or not it fits the film. However, I kind of feel if it's good if the audience doesn't notice the style of cinematography, if they are immersed and don't really understand the method you're using. So a cinematographer really does create a visual image that you immerse yourself in without you even realising. And that is the art of cinematography. Digital and film definitely feel different. I think film has depth and feels like you can sort of disappear into it in a way. But when I look at digital and watch it, it feels like it's presented more, and I guess it's kind of handed to you. I definitely feel cinematography has changed throughout the years. Back in the day, I mean, a director would have to wait 2 days before they could even see whether the film and footage had worked, whether the lighting was right. Now we're a sort of a next day society or an immediate society, so the director can sit there in real time more often than not, and so really, I mean, production wise, financially wise, it is a completely different way to work.
These are a few examples of cinematography that I have created.
when you're starting out particularly, you have to play to your strengths. You have to do something that really excites you, and whatever's different about that. In the case of following the non-linear structure was a somewhat unusual choice. But it's those things that are the strength of the project. It's the things that you can bring to what you're doing or bring to the filmmaking craft that maybe not everybody else is doing, maybe not everybody else can do or has thought to do.